was almost done, and then I realized that my mic wasn't on. It's fine, everything's fine. I'm not angry. This is just a part of the game. So, this is Miss Taylor Teach. I'm back with my student teaching experience, and that's what y'all want to see. So here I am producing what y'all wanna see. So in this video, I have my notes right here. I just took down a few little questions and a few little things that I wanted to answer. So I'm gonna sit down in my chair and drink my soda real quick, and we're gonna get started. So my first question I'm gonna answer is, what school did I go to? I went to the University of Missouri in Columbia, and I graduated in May, like this May, as in like May 2019, as in May 17th, 2019, which is exactly a month from today. So woohoo to me. I actually went there for 5 years instead of 4 because I was originally a business major, and I jacked up my GPA like super bad, and then I couldn't get in my sophomore year, which is when you're supposed to get in, and then I ended up getting in my junior year and graduating with a really pretty GPA that I'm very proud of. So that was my time at Mizzou. My student teaching experience was, oh my goodness, my puppy dog is here. Let me show y'all real quick. I'm gonna take a quick little brief intermission to show you my dog who wants to play. Come here, Lukey. This is Luke. He likes to pretend like he's Mr. Meaty Pants, but he's super sweet. He's just mad because I'm picking him up right now. But he was squeaking his toy in the background. So I'm gonna let him go play. So, there's Lukey. My student teaching experience started in August and went until May. So it was almost a full year. And it was split into the first semester. I went to my school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I had class on Thursday, all day on Thursday, Monday night, and Tuesday night. And then Friday was supposed to be like just a free day for you. Now my next question is, did I work? So like 75% of the girls and boys, because boys can be teachers, 75% of the kids that were with me did not work. I applaud them. I wish I could do that. But I actually worked on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at a daycare that I currently still work at. So Monday, Tuesday were my off days. That's when I went to class. That's when I went to school full day, or to the elementary school all day. And then I would use that time to lesson plan and stuff for the following day. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is when I went to work until 6 o'clock. So that was pretty much my schedule from August until December. And then from January to May, I worked Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I was off on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday was my lesson plan day. Thursday, I coached cheerleading, which I will talk about later when I get to like my extracurriculars. My next question is, what were my extracurriculars? What did I do during student teaching? What was I able to do? So I coached cheerleading at the elementary school. They sent out an email asking like, hey, who can help coach cheerleading? And I was a high school cheerleader, as varsity cheerleader, and I also did gymnastics. So cheerleading has a special place in my heart, and I really like, my ultimate goal in life is to coach cheerleading for the elementary school that I go to or the high school. So that's what I did. I coached cheerleading on Thursdays. We had 2 teams of 4th and 5th graders, and we had basketball games on Saturday morning. So we taught them how to do halves. We taught them some cute little chants. So that's what I did on Thursday. And then I'm also in a sorority. So if I had time, I would go to my sorority events. And that was like pretty much the extent of my extracurriculars for student teaching, was basically coaching cheer, student teaching, and sorority things that I could make it to, and work. That was it. That's really all I had time for. So student teaching, I was like here. And in order to keep myself organized, I actually used a passion planner, which I absolutely loved, especially that first semester, because I could it has time slots on it. So hold on, let me grab it real quick. So it has like time slots on it. where it literally goes from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10:30 at night. And I will show you one of my spreads and how it looked. So this would be like my monthly view. My monthly layout would look something like this. It would literally just be filled to the max with things and things written at the bottom. And then my weekly spreads would look like this. So I would have like what time I have to be at the elementary school. I was coaching cheer, if I had a sorority event, like if I had work. So that kept me super organized for my first few months of student teaching. And then once I started teaching the full course load, I transitioned into an actual teacher planner, which I already packed away, so I don't have it to show you. But I used a teacher planner that I got on Amazon for like $7 because it was January and I was done in May. So that's how I kept track of my things for the first few months. Was my passion planner, and then the last few were my teacher planner. How welcoming was my school? My school was so welcoming. Like by the end of the year, I felt like I was actually an employed teacher there. So they have a board that had all of the teachers' pictures and their names in the office. So when parents came in, that was the first thing they saw. When administrators came in for visits, that's the first thing they saw. And they were so nice and had our pictures up there as well. So I was student teaching at this school with three other girls, and they had our picture up there with our name. And so the kids saw us, the parents saw us, anybody who came in the building saw us. And then they also gave us the opportunity to make a bulletin board of our own that had our picture and what our name was, where we from, why we want to be a teacher, and like our favorite color and our hobbies or things like that. So that was hung up in the hallway. So as the students walked up and down the hallways to get to their destinations, they were able to stop and look at it and, you know, just see who was walking around their building. What did I do before school started? Like, when did I actually start my student teaching experience? So I actually started on the 5th of August, and we went to all of the new teacher orientations. We went to the returning teacher training. So we had some meetings at the district office, and then we had pretty much most of our meetings were at the elementary school, led by the principal. And he was talking about standard reference grading. He was talking about what the curriculum will look like, when we'll get supplies. And so he talked for half the time, and then the rest of the day was for the teachers to work in their classroom. So during that time, we just walked around and asked any teachers if we needed help, because we weren't actually placed with who we were going to be serving and being in the classroom with. So we just kind of walked around and we were like, hey, is there anything we can help you with? So the first 2 weeks was a lot of cutting lamination. Can you laminate this? Can you print this off? And yeah, so that was the first few weeks, and I liked it because I like doing silly stuff like that. So that was fun. Our program was ran a year long, like I said, and from August to December we did rotations, and we rotated through each grade, kindergarten through 6th. My first rotation was in 2nd grade. So I went to meet the teacher night with that teacher, and I saw how she organized all her supplies for the first day of school. And honestly, it was super, super helpful. I just can't remember what happened. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm just drawing a blank on everything that she did. I should have taken notes, but I didn't. I was like just so nervous. And now look at me, no notes, no idea how to start the year, flustered as all get up. But it's fine, it's fine. I have a great teaching team that I'm going to, so I'll figure it out, it'll work out. But it was really nice to see that. But my biggest takeaway from her classroom was be tight and strict now so you don't have to be later. And I've heard several teachers say that to me throughout my student teaching experience. So that's just something that's kind of engraved in my brain. It's something I'm gonna take into my classroom, is to be super, super strict in the beginning so you can be nice and loose when school's almost out. And I think it's good. I think it works perfectly fine. The kids learn the routines really quick, and they'll learn it fast enough, and you won't have to be super strict on them all the time. My second rotation was in 1st grade, and that was actually the grade I ended up student teaching in. The teacher was a male, and I had never seen a male teaching younger than like 6th grade. So it was super cool to be with him. He'd been teaching for 7 years, and he gave me so much responsibility right off the bat that I felt so comfortable in his classroom. His students saw me as a teacher right away because he had me doing his daily 5 rotations. He had me teaching lessons, doing read alouds. So the kids really saw me as a teacher, and I really saw them as a really good class, and he was really good to learn from. And then I transitioned into 3rd grade. 3rd grade was a little rough, That was the first class I ever cried in. I've never actually cried in a classroom until I went to 3rd grade. So my next one was 4th grade. I absolutely loved the 4th grade class I was in. Unfortunately, I was not able to be with that teacher because that was her first year. But if you would have watched her teach, you would have never guessed that was her first year. She did awesome. Like, her class was awesome. Like, to me, that was the example of culturally responsive teaching. Like, she took into account what her students' cultures were, what they, like, the lingo that they use, like what type of music they listen to, and she really integrated it into her classroom so her students were able to feel like comfortable and be 100% themselves. For example, she had them do a rapping assignment instead of writing, and like they had to write out their raps and then they were able to rap them and have like a rap battle. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, that to me is what makes school fun. My 5th grade experience, honey, no. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the teacher. I don't know if it was the students. But that experience had me second guessing myself. I'm like, do I want to be a teacher? Whoo, baby, I'm gonna have to be a teacher. I'm gonna have to get this degree and I'm gonna have to do something else. I don't know. Like, I was looking up jobs for the U.S. Department of Education. I was like, I'm not gonna be a teacher. It's a wrap. So the next question is, how did I pick the teacher I wanted to be with? So I kind of already touched on this, but I picked my 1st grade teacher that I was with because he gave me so much responsibility right off the bat. Like, he let me teach daily 5, he let me teach some writing lessons, some reading lessons, and he let me do like read aloud at the beginning of the day. So the kids really saw me as a teacher in his room, and I felt like it was a good, safe space for me to try different types of activities that I wanted to see. So my last thing I'm going to cover is taking over the classroom and giving control back. So I started in August 14th in the classroom, or no, actually I started in January. After winter break, I was in there Monday through Friday. So I started with daily 5, and then I taught daily 5 for 2 weeks, and then he handed me math. Math was so scary. I had never taught a math lesson before. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but we used everyday math, so it was pretty much mapped out for me what I had to do, and I was just able to tweak it and make it my own. And then by the end of the year, we were doing math rotations, which stood the bug. So by the end of my time at the school, we had set up math stations, and the kids were rotating between a teacher group or like a small group lesson, and then they went into a game, and then they did SC Math, or like an online math game. So I was really proud to help him set that up. And then I started teaching writing. We were doing opinion pieces, which I had so much fun with. We did a lot of Would You Rather. My final teaching evaluation was on a science lesson, and that was the final thing that I had taken on. I used mystery science to teach my science lessons, and that was really cool. So by April, I was teaching the full load from basically end of February all the way until April. And I had to kind of like, hey, I'm leaving in 10 days. You're gonna start taking stuff back? And it was really sad to give it back, but it also felt so good because by that time I had already had a job lined up, and I knew I was gonna be teaching 1st grade. So I was starting to get like resources together. I was starting to, get stuff for my own classroom. And he was so unbelievably generous and literally let me copy his whole Google Drive from 7 years of teaching onto my flash drive. So now I have thousands of worksheets to go through and use, and there's different games in there as well to use for my classroom next year. So he was just, he was a blessing. So much fun in his class, and it was so great. So I was pretty much done teaching the full load by May 1st, and then my last day at the elementary school was May 9th. So that's pretty much all I got from my student teaching experience. I hope I covered everything. So yeah, that was it. Thanks for coming back to watch another video. So make sure to follow me on Instagram at Miss Taylor Teach First. Make sure to follow my Twitter, Miss Taylor Teach. And I am Miss Taylor Teach. And I will see you in the next video.